When I found out my husband was cheating, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I simply planned. Step by step. Move by move. And by the time I was done, he had no wife, no job, no family, and no future. If you've ever been lied to, betrayed, or made to feel like you were going crazy when you knew something was wrong, this story is going to hit you deep. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let me take you on a journey of heartbreak, strength, and brutal, satisfying revenge. Hi, my name is Emily Carter, and what I'm about to share with you is not just a story, it's a warning. I wasn't born suspicious. I was born trusting, hopeful, even a little naive. So when the red flags started to show in my marriage, I didn't want to believe them. It was the early 2000s. Our kids were young, 4 and 6, that precious age where they tell you everything. And maybe that's what saved me. At first, I didn't think much of it. My husband, Ryan, worked a sales job, often traveling. I worked part-time at a local boutique. On my off days, I'd pick the kids up from school. We'd play, do homework, normal mom stuff. But then the story started. Daddy dropped us off at Grandma's again today. Daddy says we get to sleep over more. Cute, right? Except my in-laws lived nearly 90 minutes away. And these visits were becoming way too frequent. 2 to 3 times a week, on his off days, he'd drop the kids off alone. Then show up back home right on time for dinner, like clockwork. But something didn't sit right. His stories started sounding off. He'd mentioned traffic jams that didn't match the time. Food receipts that didn't line up with his location. He started taking longer showers. And he was oddly protective of his laptop. My heart said trust him. My gut said something else. One afternoon, I walked into our home office to grab the printer cable. There it was, a yellow sticky note beside the laptop. AOL password. Blurred. It felt like fate. I told myself I wouldn't do it. That I wasn't that woman. That if I had to go snooping, maybe I'd already lost. But I did it anyway. And just like that, the facade shattered. He was emailing his old college friend, Lauren. Not just casual chit-chat, no. These were detailed conversations about how he was meeting up with his ex-girlfriend from high school, Katie Morgan. They laughed about how Katie's current husband had gotten fat. They joked about sneaking around like teenagers. I sat there frozen as my whole marriage crumbled in my hands. I printed every email, every word. I didn't cry. I didn't confront him. I started planning. I called my cousin, a police officer, told him what I'd found. He didn't even hesitate. He connected me with Ron Myers, a private investigator who'd left the force years earlier. Ron was quiet, calm, and terrifyingly efficient. I handed him the emails, the schedule I'd started documenting, and told him, find out everything. And boy, did he deliver. She wasn't just an old flame. She was his weekly affair. Every Thursday and Saturday, drop the kids with his parents, meet Katie for lunch, then straight to a rundown motel. Ron had the times, the receipts, the photos, her leaning into the car, him holding her waist. I saw everything, but I wasn't done. I wanted to know who she really was. Ron found her. Her name? Katie Morgan. Married. 3 children. And her husband? Greg Morgan, a VP of sales at his father-in-law's company. Oh, suddenly, I had leverage. Not just emotional. Not just moral. Professional leverage. I asked Ron to run one more task, prepare a second copy of the report, but tailored for Greg. Then I went to my lawyer. The day was chosen carefully, a Tuesday. Calm. Uneventful. Until it wasn't. I had the divorce papers served to Ryan while he was at work. Meanwhile, Ron drove to Katie's house and delivered the folder to Greg. Hand-delivered justice. I didn't stick around to see what happened. I didn't have to, but the fallout was glorious. Greg cleaned out their accounts the same day. Took the kids. Filed for divorce. Fired Katie from the company. Yes, she worked there too. They were renting a house Greg's father-in-law owned. Gone. Evicted within a week. Ryan? Oh, he was stunned. Said it was a mistake, that he was confused. That he still loved me. I didn't even respond. We finalized the divorce quietly. I got custody. The house. Child support. Everything I needed. And Katie? I heard she moved to another state, tried to start over. But she never regained the life she lost. There was no shouting, no public scene, no threats. Just a perfectly timed plan, executed with the kind of precision that only pain can sharpen. My revenge wasn't just about making them pay. It was about taking my power back. And I did. They say betrayal changes you. It does. But sometimes, it also awakens a side of you that refuses to be walked on ever again. I wasn't just a wife, or a mother, or a victim. I was the storm they never saw coming. If you felt that, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe, because sometimes karma needs a little push, and I've got more stories where this came from.